Let's see. Cool. We are live on the Outlier Inside Show. I have my friend to my right, your left. My friend Jeremy is here, aka Benedict Dantold on Twitter. One of my favorite people. One of my top 3 dads, top 5 people that I've met on the internet, but I'm actual friends with. Jeremy, thanks for coming by, man. What do you have on the TV next to you? Because I can see a little bit of a glow.
Oh, I have the Abilene Christian Kennesaw State game on right now. I'm on my current mission to watch a half of all teams before conference play starts. So I'm about 170 right now. I despise ESPN Plus, but the fact that they have
it's a terrible product.
They have all the replays though, so I can watch them at all hours and I can catch up on games. So that's the one benefit to it.
No, so for those of you who, I mean, I don't know who's watching, who has met Jeremy before, but he's absolutely fantastic on college. He's also really, really good on, look at this, Trevor in the chat already. Let's fucking go.
It's like our group chat right now.
It's like our group chat. But Jeremy's primary reason I brought Jeremy on is because he is actually, he's a big football head. And by football, I don't mean our football. I mean European football, the Futbol. So we're going to actually go through, we're going to use Outlier. We're going to go through a couple soccer angles that he likes. This guy has done some shots ladders, which is fun. Shot ladders do not just exist in hockey. And then we'll probably look at some college tomorrow. There is an angle that you and I have been using since last year that is, I feel comfortable saying is at least 10-1. And then we'll probably talk about some Thursday Night Football. So jumping into it, let's see what we got here as I mess around with it. Is this custom layout work? Oh, nope, that's a terrible custom layout. Let me try this. There you go. That's a lot better. All right, cool. All right, so we are, let me just make this bigger for the kids at home. And if you're in the chat, you're like, hey, check out this game for us or do whatever. It's great. Rogue coming in with the Wii. So, all right. First of all, what league am I going to, Jeremy? What league do you want us to go to? You want to go to the tried and true EPL? Are we going to go to La Liga? What are we going to?
I have 2 EPL games and 1 Bundesliga game. So
oh man, I love it. Okay, so let's go to EPL. We are going to Saturday. What are you liking? And as we do this for folks like there's folks like me who are casual soccer bettors, but like really listen to Jeremy, but we'll try to point out things that you should look at as you're using this stuff. So all right, what match are we going to?
The first one I like is Bournemouth and Brighton.
Let's do now. Were they good to us last week? Let's see. Oh, nice. Okay.
Bournemouth was good to us. And I do want to throw the disclaimer out there that after an international break, things can be a little slow to start. You never know who's actually going to play in the games, because if guys are coming back from international, they might not start. They might come in late. So always check your lineups before you make your plays.
Excellent. I just took a big swig of a glass of wine. Is there, I can do anything on my own show. It's great. Is there a site that you use? I use SofaScore a lot for some of my lineups, but is there one that you use a lot for breaking lineup?
I do FotMob. They're
FotMob's great. I like FotMob a lot.
They're pretty similar. But yeah, I use SofaScore too, because actually SofaScore updates stats faster.
Yeah.
So I do like that. But FotMob has a great shots tracker that you can kind of see everything that's happening. So I like that.
Yep. Okay, cool. So we are on this Bournemouth Brighton game. The goals. I guess I don't know what Bournemouth is. But they're a combination of, everything we know from Ted Lasso. Well, that's actually really Crystal Palace, but neither here nor there. All right. So first of all, I got everything here. I got my XG. I got if you don't like expected goals and expected goals against, you just probably shouldn't touch soccer at all. So what is something that you are angling here? I know that as we look at just overall on these teams, we're seeing Brighton has like a mid defense. Both these teams actually stack up pretty evenly is what it's looking like. Let me just looking at Bournemouth on defense. I'm not seeing nothing. Maybe you might know him a little better, but like nothing is jumping right out at me on that one team is kind of overpowering the other, and they both seem kind of mid in the right areas. What are you kind of keying in on?
So what I like here is total shots.
Okay.
I think like last year, the two matches they played, they had 28 and 25 shots. Both teams, in soccer, one thing I'm always looking at is home away splits because it makes a huge difference.
Huge difference.
And it's one of the biggest, that and college basketball are the two biggest home court advantages, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So Bournemouth has double-digit shots in all their home games. Brighton has double-digit shots in all their away games.
Let me take a look at. Let me see if I'm still. Okay, here we go. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so here's Bournemouth. Bournemouth away. Oh wait, I never actually realized. Are they doing it the real way of Bournemouth hosting Brighton, or did they do it?
The first team in soccer is
always the hosting.
It's the home team.
Yeah. Okay, so Bournemouth is home. Looks like Bournemouth is always underneath this what is a combined total shots of 30, and Brighton when they are on the road, it's hit or miss kind of with them. But what are you kind of seeing?
So here I'm going to go double check my my line, but I think the shots total is somewhere about 27 or 28.
Yeah, the total I got 30.5 at even money.
Oh wow, that's higher than I saw.
Does that help your cap?
It does and it doesn't.
Okay.
So it kind of steers me away from. Yeah, I've got 27.5.
Okay.
As it's at minus 117.
You know what though? This is only pulling from FanDuel, so you probably have it also in their DraftKings and stuff.
Oh, FanDuel is the worst odds on.
Okay, so then there you go.
Shots.
So it just hasn't populated yet. It will probably populate a little later this week, but you probably are seeing a 27.5 that minus 110 on minus
MGM 117.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so cool. So tell me what you got here.
So I definitely like total shots. Mostly because I expect both teams to score. I expect there to be a lot of activity and back and forth. And they're two mid teams. Like Bournemouth is actually right at the edge of they're top 6, I think. They might be 6th.
Dude, the table's so weird right now. It's super weird.
They are extremely confident, and I also view it from the angle of not a lot of their starters played international.
Okay, so that's really, really good.
They work together throughout the international break. They stay together, and I think that helps get them off the line. So with that, the other angle I always like to attack is player shots.
Okay.
So
just so far for folks at home, right now we're eyeing the over 27.5, or you like the under?
I do like the over 27.5.
And guys, don't use the FanDuel line. It's a terrible line. But that's what we're gonna have in here. Anyway, okay.
Bet Rivers has the best lines for shots.
Okay, perfect. That's true. Okay, so let's go to props. We're in the Premier League. We're going to this Bournemouth game. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna go to shots versus shots on goal.
I prefer shots over shots on target just because it takes the randomness out of it.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Because one of the most annoying things in soccer, and I guess it's in hockey too, is you hit the frame, it's not a shot on target.
Yeah,
it's literally a shot on target.
Hockey, it's Fenwick. It's the same kind of deal. So yeah.
So there's 3 guys on Bournemouth that love to shoot, like Semenyo, Evan Nielsen, and Kluivert. They're all shooters. And so I like to look at their numbers coming in and see if you can find a decent shots number. Usually 2.5 is a good number.
We got over. I mean, again, this is only using FanDuel. I'm sure that the number is better, but they're saying the over 1.5 minus 260. I'm assuming it's minus 180 somewhere else. But for Kluivert, Mitoma is up here.
Semenyo's way up.
Semenyo was good to us last weekend or 2 weekends ago. So he's always making stuff happen.
So the other random thing I like
And he does it against his head-to-head's great too. But anyway,
is it
yeah,
the
his
way
head-to-head.
I like
Semenyo's head-to-head is fantastic. He had one. Well, he had 3 and then 1. So when they were at Brighton, and when he was at home, it was 1. I mean, I think that and they it's because they won that 3-0. So 3-0. So okay.
So yeah, I like all of them. The other angle I like on player shots is if you look at corners, look at a team total on corners.
Okay,
because there are certain teams like Liverpool. I will always throw money on Virgil van Dijk to get a shot because every other corner hits him in the head. And all you have to do on a corner is hit a guy in the head. Doesn't matter if it goes backwards. It doesn't matter if it goes sideways. You're getting credit for a shot. So
that's awesome. So I didn't know that at all. If you hit basically the guy who's effectively the set piece, you get that counts as a shot for them.
Yes, it is a random greatness in soccer. So, and you can usually get a really good line on defenders for one shot, depending on who they are. So center backs are the main guys. So on Brighton, I'm going to pull up, I think it's Lewis Dunk, often just gets hit in the head. So that's a decent angle. Now it's very random, but if you see a team total of 7, 8 corners for a team, that's when you start diving into it.
7. Are you talking about the team total corners?
Team total corners, yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to go to Bournemouth or you want to go to Brighton?
Go to Brighton.
Okay. Let me just go to Brighton's. Team total corners 7.5 over plus 350.
Okay, so that's a big number. So that's probably not a good angle there. I'll use that in another one. The other game I was going to hit on.
Okay. Okay, cool. What's the other game that you wanted to hit on?
I was going to do Spurs and City.
Nice. Wow, they're playing Saturday, huh? I don't know when the last time was that I saw. I don't know when the last time it was I saw Tottenham play on a Saturday. I feel like they play Sunday all the time.
Oh, that's because they're in Europa League.
Yeah.
Europa League plays Thursdays, so they always have to play Sunday games. So both these teams are heavy corner teams.
Okay.
If you pull up corners numbers.
Yeah. So Man City first in corners, Tottenham 7th in defending them. I don't know what that means. But Tottenham is actually they're tied. These teams are tied for first in corners. So there you go. Yeah, these are heavy corner teams. Look at this. Nice. Okay. And they both pass
weirdly, when they played in the EFL Cup a few weeks ago, they only had 8 combined. It was a randomly low number. City is all kinds of banged up.
Yeah.
So I think corners is a great angle here. The line's probably at 11.5.
Are you looking for combined or are you looking for
total corners? It's probably outrageous.
Let's see. Game prop on total corners. It is, I imagine it's 10.5 or 11. Oh, we're getting it's 10.5. Well, it's 10.5. Sorry, it's 11 and it's 11.5 at minus 118. So really, yeah.
They're trying to scare you off of it.
Yeah.
I think that's a great play. If you look at City doesn't defend very well. They give up chances. Spurs, both teams attack from the wings. And to me, that's the key is that's where you get extra corners. You get lots of shots and you get attack from the wing. Just get pushed behind and that's how you hit that. So I like corners in this based on the fact that you have 2 teams. And then the last time they played it came in way under. So I think
it was 11.
The variance there is
but right before that it was 8. They had 18 of them in the first meetup in
last year.
Yeah. And then look at this. So but you can also tell based on what the score. So look, the first meeting last year was 3-3, went way over. The second meeting last year was 2-0, and it went under, which I am assuming without looking at this and not knowing it really well, that either someone was sent off or something happened, because this looks like it turned into a block the box type affair, because Tottenham had more corners, obviously, because they were attacking, because they were down, but Man City effectively sat on the lead. This is the end of the season. This is the last game of the season, it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
So they probably, this was for them to clinch, because this is 5-14 was the last game of the season. So they did this to clinch, and Man City basically scored and then sat on the lead. That's my read from that.
Let me see. I'm looking. Yeah, they played. Yeah, when they played in December, it was a wild one. That was at City. So yeah, City has to win. They're not. They have to go after this. They've been so so bad lately. They need 3 points. They need to get the train going again. De Bruyne should be back for this. So that's one thing there but a lot of their starters are out. So they need 3 points in a bad way.
Yep. Okay. So we added that. Is there another EPL match that you are liking? Or are there props that you wanted to go in for?
There isn't, but I do want to throw a nice juicy shot.
Let's do it. Let's put it together. Let's do this.
All right.
Let me go to it. Man City Tottenham. Okay, cool. Got it.
Christian Romero.
Okay.
For Spurs. He is a defender.
Yep.
I see him at plus 165 for one shot.
Yeah.
Currently right now. And you got the numbers there. You tell me. I feel like he gets a shot at least every other game.
He does. He absolutely does. I mean, also, you got to realize that with this kind of thing is that, like, Tottenham's not going to sit on the laurels on this one either, because it's sort of like everyone's going to kind of get in. I mean, you have a badly injured Man City that's going to have to play open to do stuff. I like this.
And he's always in there on corners. And so that's a corners guy.
You can look at the shots in the box. He's always in the box. His accuracy, his touches in the box is always there. He has his touches. Yeah, look at his touches per game. His touches per game is crazy high. So
yeah. I mean, well, because he's a center back, so they're passing around back there. But so his
he randomly left the Aston Villa game for 20 minutes early, but whatever, they were flopping them.
His shots per 90 is 1.03. So to get a guy who averages a shot per game at plus 165 that's real value.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, he's in there. All right. We go to La Liga?
Bundesliga.
Or Bundesliga. All right, let's do it. Bundesliga. All right. Who are we looking for?
So a team I always attack in Germany is Dortmund at home.
Okay.
They just crush teams at home.
Why are they so short? Why are they such a short favorite at home? They're only minus 155, which arguably I feel like should be way higher.
Well, Freiburg's above them in the table.
Okay.
So they're also a good team, but I just learned a long time ago, like if you look at Dortmund home games, it's almost comical.
Let me just see. Let's take a look at Dortmund.
Look at their goals per game at home. Like that's.
Oh man, look at this. So here are their home games: 2-2, 4-4. Well, first of all, they haven't lost a home game since April. And
they score at least 2 every game.
And they played other games since then, so it's not as if they did nothing. 3. Let's go even further. Let me go further back. 2-2, 4-4, 2, 4, 5. Tie. It's shutout. 3-2, 3-3. Yeah, they're just over the last 10, it looks like they're averaging more than 2.5 goals. This is Dortmund is 11-1-4 in their last 16 games as a favorite too. And at home they've just been nasty. This is awesome. All right, good find. So what are we taking here?
So I don't like the minus 155. I think that's a lot against a good team.
Sure.
I would like to look at what's the over 1.5 goals.
1.5. I'm getting
for
minus
team
180.
total. Team total.
Yeah, for the team total. The team total is minus 180, but the over 2.5 is plus 190. And how many times did I call out 3 there? Let me just see on home games. I mean, I think that this is so. They had 2-2, but there was 4-4. I mean, they've gone over this. They've gone over this a good chunk.
I mean, the argument that I would say,
had 3 against them in February against Freiburg.
Like my head goes, if I think over 1.5 team total is a good number, but I'm scared of taking them on the money line. To me, that's a 2-2 game.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, I mean, over 3.5 is a solid number at plus 148.
For what it's worth, the tie is plus EV right now.
Okay.
So the sharp signals on this game are saying what you're saying. Are saying that this is positive. This is probably a 2-2. We got it on Bet365. There's a pretty substantial edge, to be honest. And if we go to team totals on this, or the total in the game right now, we got over 3.5 plus 140. That seems like a good deal, because if it's plus 190 for them to get 3, and we believe that there's a both teams to score it factor there, then for arguably very similar price, this is getting you the 2-2 or even the 3-1. I mean, plus 140 is good. You're not losing a ton based on only putting it on Dortmund.
No, I mean, I like that. Another angle I just noticed was over 9.5 shots on target is minus 110. I think if you're seeing 3 and 4 goals, then 90 or 10 shots on target is a real number, is an achievable number. I'm trying to pull up team stats here.
See, there's a lot of corners for both these teams too. A lot of corners. Yeah, you're going to get a lot. I like that shots angle because there's a lot of corners here. They're like 10th and 6th in shots on goal.
Yes, yeah, so they're about. I mean, they both get about 5 a game, so it's there. It should be a competitive game and back and forth. So, and it means something. Dortmund needs this game. There you go. They can't keep falling behind. So I like shots on target. Again, before you do something like this, check out the lineup, because if they throw out a B team, then all of this is out the window.
Yep.
But 8:30 Eastern time, check your lineups and you'll see. But I think like this is a shots on target goals type of game.
Love it. Okay, cool. We got all that. So now let's go quickly over to, we have a couple of men's basketball games tomorrow that we like, and then we can talk about a little bit of the NFL stuff. Who is playing in Barclays Arena's unders is something you and I discovered way too late. We discovered it in right around conference tournaments, and it was very consistent in the big show, in the big tournament, the big dance. So who is playing in Barclays? And let's decide if we want to double it up, if we want to do first half, if we're gonna do whatever. But it's the lights, man. That's an arena that's designed to be on television, and it's how light reflects off the floor. It's completely different. But who's playing tomorrow?
It's Syracuse, Texas is the first game.
Of course, my guys.
And then Texas A&M, St. Joe's.
All right, so wow, an under on a Syracuse team is dicey right now. This is not your Jim Boeheim team. Texas though is like so slow on pace, and Texas is already an under team. And even if you don't want to do this angle, you can make the case for Texas being considerably better defensively than Syracuse. So Texas does its job, slows down pace. They're a better rebounding team. They slowed everything down. This is a massive total, dude. 154. Wow.
Yeah, and if you look at Syracuse, the games they've been playing, they are ripe to get smashed.
They've
been
playing with fire.
They have been barely getting over the line against teams they should be dominating.
That Lemoyne game, they were down until like the final possession.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of my oldest trends is wait for the team to trip. Like it happened last week. Wake Forest was a team that was waiting to trip. They go to Xavier, they get smashed. It was like my biggest bet of the year so far in college basketball was a no-brainer to me. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I'm betting Xavier.
No, I agree with you. As a Q's guy, I definitely think that. And then what was the other one? St. Joe's?
Yeah.
Who's St. Joe's playing?
Texas Tech.
Oh, that's definitely going to go under. I'm assuming that number is about 134 or something.
It's in the 140s, I think, when I saw
Really? That's way too high for Texas Tech. That's nuts.
So yeah, I think, and to your point, I always
tomorrow. There it is. Oh, that's way too high.
Lean first half totals because there's nothing worse than getting sucked out in a free throw shooting contest.
Yeah, it's true. Though I'm not as worried about that when you're not in conference tournaments because conference tournament, the free throws happen because people are literally extending their careers. But I agree with you overall.
Yes. Valid point. I agree 100%.
So, but yeah, we got the under. We like that. And whatever the first half under is. All right, we got those both there. Let's go to NFL. Steelers and Browns. The Steelers, your Steelers, who I'm holding a 35-1, them to be the AFC 1 seed. They are one game back of that, by the way. And they are.
That's unbelievable.
I would still argue that they are I had them to be the last unbeaten team. And they just couldn't handle their business against not the Colts. They beat the Colts. Who was it? I'll tell you right now. They couldn't handle their business against. Yeah, it was the Colts. They lost to the Colts, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is really how it goes." Okay, so anyway, the Russ bus is going to Cleveland. We have weather apparently, but it's not so that it's an issue. You got a side or a total that you like on this at first?
I mean, the total's too low for me to bet the under. It's you're kind of betting against your own personal enjoyment at that level. You're like, why am I going to spend 3 hours watching something this atrocious? I mean, I don't think the Browns hang around, but I'm not betting a side or a total. I'm purely in props on this.
No, I agree. I took the over, which moved immediately against me, but I still think it's fine. If you took it, I wouldn't tell people to take it now. I think that this line is set as if these are the Pittsburgh Steelers of the last 5 years and the Browns of the last 5 years, and this is a very broken Browns team. And a Steelers team that plays pace up, which I've never seen before. I have not seen before. So I love the Steelers team. I mean, and by the way, just so that everyone knows, the net touchdowns between these two teams, Pittsburgh has 4 more than they've given up. The Browns have 13 less than they've scored. This is their common opponent records: 5-1 for Pittsburgh, 1-5 for Cleveland. Like Cleveland should get boat raced here. But let's get into props. Do you have? We'll both go back and forth. I got. Well, actually, we'll go. I think, and then we'll see if we can find one together. Do you got a prop that you like first that you want me to pull up?
It's a gross one, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. But I think that Boswell's kicking number is too low, 6.5.
Best kicker in the NFL right now.
Like the Steelers are not risk takers. They get into field goal range. They're not going for it. They'll settle for field goals. They've shown that over and over and over again. They're not afraid to settle for field goals. Everybody knows ugly totals. What happens? Nobody scores touchdowns. They all kick field goals. Like the 2 field goals or 2 extra point lines are much higher numbers than the total points.
Yeah.
So which I look at that and I go, well, just give me the 6.5. And you give me two field goals and a touchdown, and that's all I need.
Right.
I'll take it. Like, they're not going for 2. They're not doing any of those crazy things. Like, they score a touchdown, they're kicking the extra point. It's
well,
simple.
Look how juiced the over 1.5 field goals is and how juiced the extra points is. Like, that's basically telling you, yeah, you're getting a touchdown and you're getting at least a touchdown and 2 field goals here.
Yeah, and the 6.5 points is only minus 130.
So yeah, no, I like it. And he's gone over in 7 of his last 10, 4 of his last 5. Love it. Okay, I am mine is, and I know that you had it too, but I'm going with Jameis Winston, who is pretty much game script proof. I'm taking an alt on his passing. Honestly, up to, like, you could do 225 is fine. I did 220 at even money. But you could, that's, because I was a pussy about it. You can go higher. The reality is that in all 3 games, he's had 334, 235, 395, and 395 in a game that they lost by 20 points. Another game that they lost by like 17 points, and then the back and forth with Baltimore. So this is truly a game script proof prop. The other thing is that when you're looking at props like this and you're like, oh, hey, his baseline, it's like minus 110. Look at anytime that he goes under, whenever he goes over this in his last 10, it is at least 235. So it's telling you that the floor on the ceiling is like in the high 220s. So I've not seen a line up for it though, but 225 is plus 115. I think that's great. I would recommend it. Even if they're down, he's going to throw. If they, you can throw on this Steelers defense. They're pretty mid against passing yardage. I like to usually, I'm going over here to my trusty FTN stat rankings, and let me just see, like, in terms of yards per attempt. Let's see. I will do that. I like to do it by the last couple of weeks. So what are we in? Are we week 12? What are we? Let's see. 7.
Yes.
We are week 12. So 7, 8, 9. You guys all get to, this is one of the benefits of the show. Everybody gets to watch me play on my computer. 11.
There's no higher pressure.
No higher pressure than that. Okay,
Yeah.
So passing defense wise, let's see. They are they've done a pretty good job, but like if you go through who they faced, here's a better way of doing this. Go to Pittsburgh. Okay, here we go. So here's the last few weeks for this Pittsburgh team. 205 to Lamar, competitive game, got it. 195 to JD, got it. But 264 to Aaron Rodgers, 278 to, actually it was less than that because he got benched, but 260 for Daniel Jones. Like, you can throw on this Pittsburgh team. I like it. We just saw that. So give me Jameis Winston over 225 passing yards.
I like it. I mean, we talked beforehand. This was something, the number made me laugh when I saw it. I'm going, and I swear they are looking at those last 2 games and going, oh, the Steelers are shutting them down. But neither one of those guys is a pass heavy quarterback.
Yep. Okay. I already see one that I'm liking here. What's your next thing?
The one I like, I mean, I saw that Njoku's playing.
Oh, he is playing.
Yes. So okay. I like both Njoku receptions and receiving yards. If you look back at Steelers opposition, whenever they play a decent tight end, the tight end delivers. Like, Likely got there. Ertz got there. Bowers destroyed it.
Bowers destroyed them.
Like,
oh, this is such a low line too. 45.
Yeah, and I think that's because he was questionable. So maybe hit it as soon as you can because it'll probably jump now that they know he's playing. But yeah, like the trash tight ends like Theo Johnson and Tyler Conklin, they did nothing. But you even go back to Ferguson. Ferguson had a great game against the Steelers. So, and clearly he is Jameis's number 1 target. And when you get pressure and you get maybe an ugly field, where you go first? Short, middle. So, I mean, running backs and tight ends are going to get a lot of passes.
Yep. Nope. I like it. And also he's cleared this number in both his meetings against Pittsburgh. So like this is not that he had 48 and 56 in his last two with, not nearly as exciting quarterbacks as Jameis Winston. And he's over this in 3 of his last 4. All 3. I like this. And he's gone way over it too. Again, they were losing. So this is game script proof. The Baltimore game is a good one to use because that was a back and forth game, and he still got used. So I think that's a good one there. I am looking at, I know that it's at the top of the list here, and I originally told you I like Pickens yards. I do like Pickens yards, but I like Pickens over longest reception because guess what? That's what Russ
always
is doing
hits.
now. Look at this. It always hits.
It always hits.
What is this number? What is this number? Like he has hit this literally in 8 of his last 10, and it is 24.5. This is a very silly number. He even hit this when I guess Kenny Pickett was his quarterback. He even hit this against his team.
Yeah, I don't get it. Is it the rain? Is it?
I don't know, but I love it. I'm taking it. 24.5 is super low. So I'm taking that.
Maybe
what do we got?
Browns get a lot of pressure.
Good hands. I like that. What else do you like?
Let's see. I mean, one thing I really was interested in was Jameis interception. No.
Ooh.
You look at it, and maybe you could find this for me because I was doubting the number that I saw.
Okay.
The Steelers only have 3 interceptions.
I think that's actually right. Let me just see something. Passing, defense.
Now, I hate that he didn't throw one last week because the do factor is there. But
yeah, well, here's what we'll look at. Let's look at turnover worthy throws. So first of all, yes,
he had 3 of them last week.
They have. Oh no, wait, no. Pittsburgh has 11. No, do they? Yeah, they do. I'm seeing that unless I'm looking at the wrong thing, they might have 11. Let me just see. Right. So here's the thing: is that it's all. You can do it either way with him because he.
All right, so maybe I read the stat backwards. Maybe they've only thrown 3.
That's probably it. They probably have only thrown 3. That sounds actually a lot better.
All
so right. Yeah, they have the 5th most. So they're
all right, so
yeah.
Dump that.
Okay, cool. But
that's why we do this, right?
Can I interest you in the other side? Jameis Winston over 1.5 passing TDs is plus 250, which is an obscene number for a starting quarterback in the NFL. They have given up. Pittsburgh, by the way, has given up. They've given up 9 passing TDs, but we could look at the last few weeks. I like to look at the last few weeks to see if anything's happening. But just to throw that out there, plus 250 is an obscene number for a starting quarterback in the NFL.
I mean, he has it in 2 of 3. The only game he didn't have it was the Chargers game, which kind of scares me.
Also a slower, just a different type of game.
Yeah, I feel like it's similar.
I don't know if I recommend it. Steelers have actually been crazy good on the touchdown side. Now that I look at it, the last 5 games they've given up 2 passing touchdowns, but they've given up. Let's see, they've given up none of that. They've given up a ton of first downs. The yards per attempt. I'm just trying to look through and just see what we got here on this team. They are. They've been doing a better job, but I mean, again, we also just know kind of how they are. They got people that are injured. There's all sorts of stuff. Yeah, there's actually a bunch of guys who they have a bunch of guys that are hurt now. So yeah, I mean, it's short week, all that stuff. Yeah, I would still do the no because it's probably plus money on the INT.
The Jameis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
plus 165. That's he's actually only thrown an interception in 1 game. It's just that Chargers, like you said, it's only that Chargers game where he's throwing interceptions. I think I like that actually.
The other one I was thinking about, and we can dig in a little on this one. This could be a fun one. Is Calvin Austin. Ooh. Receiving yards. I feel like every time I'm watching the Steelers, he gets 3 or 4 targets, and they're all about 25 yards downfield, and he just doesn't come up with them. Like that right there looks pretty good.
He's pretty good except for this Baltimore game, but you got to throw that Baltimore game is just a different thing. Did he not play last week?
He did play. But yeah, there was one or two
target.
plays that he almost came up with and didn't get. Now, if the Browns defense is going to be aggressive, they're going to go after things. So a speedy guy can get little short plays in the slot take off, or if they're going to double Pickens, guess who's sitting on the other side? Austin to go deep. Like I think at a number of 14.5 or 13.5 in some places, like that's one catch. You know my style on player props.
Yeah, dude, get it done early.
I like it. I like the one play cover.
Yep. That's why
Kyle Juszczyk is my favorite player.
I completely
He's
agree.
the one play cover.
They're not even putting up. They're cowards. They're not even putting up Mike Williams stuff. I was gonna say Mike Williams is another guy that you could use here. Nope, I like that. Let me see what else I would probably be wanting to grab here. Is what is this? So it's a text from Scott saying that a guy that we bet on Buffalo just kicked it off for us. Let me just look at. I think I'm gonna fade Nick Chubb. Because I love Nick Chubb, but I think that you're gonna start to see Nick Chubb get shut down. Because he's proven that he can play, but they need to save this dude for next year, and this team's 2-8.
You don't put extra miles on the tire.
Don't put extra miles on a guy coming back from an injury. It's a very silly thing to do. This is also not the defense that you're going to be getting a ton of rush yards against. It's a very physical defense. Under 51.5. Homer play or not, I like it. He obviously hit it last year, but he is not. He had 52 against Baltimore, 50 against New Orleans in what I think was a way better matchup. And that took a lot for him to get that, and they eventually abandoned it. But this team's 2-8. You already have Stefanski saying, I think I'm the coach next year, and doing a whole bunch of things like that. So I'm just going to homer play of Nick Chubb under 51.5. Are there any touchdowns that you're kind of liking? Let me just I'm gonna pull up touchdowns so we can kind of look at that, and then we can let these people have their evenings. Let me just take a look at stuff. I don't like Tillman. I'm scrolling through. What do I like here? Well, I don't know why George Pickens is plus. I know a lot of Pickens liability. Why is Pickens plus 220 to have a touchdown?
I think it's because the line's so low.
I guess you're right. It coordinates pretty well.
And that's my general strategy on anytime touchdowns. Like, I won't take an anytime touchdown on a team whose team total is under 23.5.
I don't know if he's playing or not, but Van Jefferson is 10-1 to have a touchdown. And I guess Mike Williams probably took his spot, but that one's there. He had a touchdown 3 weeks ago.
A fun one that I would do is Justin Fields.
Really?
Does he have a number?
I don't know. I don't see one, but I think it is fun because they clearly have packages for him.
Yeah, and they don't want Russ to take the beating. So I could see scenarios where they're at the goal line and they bring Fields in to run a play or take it. Like if they hung a Justin Fields rushing yard number.
Oh, we would take it. I take it up to 5.5. Yeah, I would
5.5.
I would take it up to 5.5.
Yeah, I mean he'll get 1 or 2 carries in the game tomorrow. Especially on the short week. Yeah.
So the other one that I would probably like, do I want Cordarrelle Patterson? He's not doing anything really.
No.
And he was hurt last week. Probably I sneaky want probably Jerome Ford, to be honest. I feel like Jerome Ford's 5-1 and like is absolutely taking touches from Nick Chubb. I know they want to get Nick Chubb in the end zone and stuff, but like let me see. And on the receiving yards, dude, he had 29 receiving yards last week. And I would do this. I like Jerome Ford more than I like a Nick Chubb TD. Jerome Ford's TD is like plus 550.
Yeah, that's
he's getting touches. He's getting at least a third of the snaps.
you want to get real juicy.
Yeah.
What's last touchdown, Jerome Ford?
Let me look. Oh, that's a good call. Let me see. Team props, player props, last TD. Okay, last TD, Jerome 17-1. This actually hit for him too.
To me, if he's going to score a touchdown, it's most likely at the end of the game.
It's the end, and the Browns lose 30-7, and
so if you're going to play Jerome Ford, I would throw a little sprinkle on the last touchdown too.
Looking at first TD and going through, let's see. Obviously, no one really stands out. I mean, I don't hate Judy's number on the other side. Njoku being 14-1, I think, is a great number.
But for first touchdown,
Freiermuth at 19.
Yeah, Freiermuth I would always throw in there.
Freiermuth I'll always throw in. The good rule of thumb is the quarterbacks and the tight ends.
What's Jalen Warren first touchdown?
10-1. It's the same as George Pickens. Which is so weird. Najee Harris being plus 460 for first touchdown is bonkers, given that he hasn't done it. So he literally has not done this, and he's plus 460.
I mean, I'd be a fool if I like Calvin Austin receiving yards to not throw Calvin Austin in as a first touchdown.
25-1.
25-1.
25-1. But if you do ESPN Power Hour, which is like an hour before kickoff, if you go on ESPN, all the numbers are 30% higher. So that'll probably be like 29-1, 30-1.
Okay. All right. So I'll wait for that.
That's what I usually do. All right, cool. All right. So we have a ton of stuff here. I'm going to, the Eagles by 3 is in there. I will be at that game. But we got soccer. We got tons of stuff. I'm going to drop this in here for everybody. All right. This was awesome. Jeremy, you are a true friend and a fan, and I appreciate you. Where can folks find you? Not that you want everyone to find you.
No, I don't want people to find me at all.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. You know what? Try to find him. He's on Twitter somewhere.
It's pretty obvious if you're here for the intro.
If you're here for the intro, you find it. All right, cool. So for Jeremy, I am Adam. At Hey Rosenberg. Good luck with your bets. You can always DM us. You can always complain. You can hopefully just tell us that we did well. Trevor, we love you. Again, good luck with your bets, everybody.